everybody, my name is Beck. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. So I will be going through all the books that I bought between the months of January until now, and there's quite a bit and I don't have exactly everything, and I might be showing some of the stuff I've already read in the past. And the reason why I'm not filming my TBR video first is because I need to draw some inspiration to know exactly what I even have. It's getting to a point where I don't even know if I've bought a book before. I've been unintentionally buying the same thing twice, and that's concerning. Like, I need to put this into like an Excel spreadsheet. I need to like scan all the barcodes because this is like ridiculous, and I need to fix up my study and store everything. And it was my birthday during the July period, so I went a little bit ham, and there was like a couple of charity book events that I went to that you can score books for like 1/3 of the original price, and there was also a half price book sale for Big W, and there was like just a lot of bargains going on, and I don't know how to say no. And I like to go to op shops and charity shops to get like secondhand as well, but don't you worry, I have also donated some back into the community because I know it is excessive and I am trying to really cut down on buying. But nevertheless, I'm going to go through all the books that I've bought in the past 8 or 9 months at this point. I don't even remember when the last time I filmed one of these were, and I do feel like a bit anxious about the whole situation because I don't have enough room, as you can probably tell from this whole situation, and there's so much more like down here, and after I film this I have to pack it all up. Without further ado, let's begin this video. So I recently went to the Lifeline charity book event, and it is a collaboration between Booktopia, which is Australian book online store retailer, and Lifeline, which is like I think it is raising funds for people who suffer from depression. I don't know too much about it, but nevertheless all the money goes to charity, and a bunch of books were 1/3 of the market prices. Like I mentioned, I only went on the second day, and most of the stuff that I would have bought was gone by then, which is a good thing because I clearly do not need any more books. But I did pick up some of the stuff. I went on Sunday afternoon, and I would say they were still restocking because I only really read romance books. I am interested in science fiction and fantasy and all of that. I think those were long gone. There was no way. If you are going to partake in these kind of events, I know people have been going to these kind of events for many years because they've held it in the past, and I do believe there's another one in October and then another one in December if you are from Sydney. You don't need to donate, but I did donate just only $1 for my entry fee, and then I picked up some books. Since I went late, I didn't buy a lot, so I bought a historical romance. I think you can just pick this up for a fairly similar price that I got it. So I got Escaping His Grace by Kristen Vaden. I think I've only read maybe 1 or 2 historical romance in my lifetime, even though I'm predominantly a romance reader. So I picked this one up. Got it for $5. I believe you can get this for $5 on a regular day. This was the first book that I picked up because I just wanted to buy something, and this was the only romance related thing that I could find because there were still quite a lot of people, and I'm just nervous in that kind of environment, so I picked this one up. Hey, at least it's going to charity. I'm gonna try to speed things up because we're gonna be here for like the whole day because I have a lot of books. So I got Hoard by Anne Aguirre. So I've read her books before. She's more known for her witch series, but this is the 3rd book of the series, and really I was on the fence about picking this up, and I really do enjoy Anne Aguirre's alien romances, and this is a sci-fi book. Don't think it's romance. 3rd book of the series. Picked it up for $5. I know it's very hard to get by these indie published books, so I picked it up. So I've got 4th Grave Beneath My Feet by Jari Nada Jones. I can't read out loud. Again, this is like the 4th book of the series, but I was intrigued. It was $8. I tend to pick up the more expensive books because they do range from like $3 to like $12. And this is the hardback that somebody disregarded. This is YA. So I got Return to Sender by Lauren Draper. It was just a hardback copy. It is somewhat mangled, but that's okay, for $7. So some YA mystery. If you have young kids, or if you're interested in like YA, there was so much good YA books, but I don't really read YA. Sometimes I do, but I don't find the need to pick it up. Those were the 4 books that I picked up from the Lifeline Booktopia event. Luckily for me, I didn't have to fight anybody because I have seen some situations breaking out on the TikToks that people were like snatching books out of people's hands, and I would not have thrived in that environment. I do feel bad for the people that had to go through something like that. That is insane. So I do frequent the charity shops, like op shops around Australia, quite a bit. I picked up The Under Bridget by Rachel John. I follow Rachel on TikTok and she follows me back, but I've never actually picked up one of her books before, and I thought now's the time, since it's only for $3, might as well pick it up. I do read some contemporary, but I really am itching for a paranormal romance. I don't remember what charity op shop that I went to, but both of these were from charity events and op shops. So I picked up, oh, it's from Vinnie's, this one. Where is this one from? I don't know where I got this from, but it was definitely from a charity shop. So this is from Vinnie's. And I got Beastly Beauty by Jennifer Donnelly, and I think this is like a retelling of Beauty and the Beast from the title suggests. When I got this book, for whatever reason, there was like a sticky tape taped around here. I don't understand why there was a tape on it originally, but I ripped it off and it was completely fine, and I got this for $2. Most of the books I'm about to show you, I got this from the Big W half price sales, so I didn't pay full price for anything, but it does add up. I don't have self-control, so I've spent like 15 minutes like yapping, so I need to like really get a hold on. I won't be reading too much into the blurb. I will be showing you the books, because if I go and talk about each individual books, we're gonna be here the whole day, and I don't know if anybody wants to hear me yap for an hour straight, because I also have to film another video on top of this, and then somehow I have to edit and clean, and the thought of doing all that is driving me crazy. It really makes me think that maybe you shouldn't have bought this much books, but here we are. So I have Give Me Butterflies by Gillian Meadows. I'm gonna be honest, I picked this up because it was a new in the contemporary romance and it was half price. I've also got The Grandest Game by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and I got this for $6.40. I have read the Inheritance Games. I have yet to finish the series because the first book was so-so to me, but I need to keep an eye on and read it. Then I also have 100 Flowers by Genki Kawamura. Again, I was lured in by the cover, and this is a translated literature, Japanese translated literature. So there we have it. Something to break it up, because I do primarily buy romance books. Now, I have The Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Kurishi. I tried borrowing this from the library, and unfortunately I cannot, so I just went out and bought it when it was half price. I've always wanted a physical copy of this, so I've got that. Then this one was a mixed bag. I have Close Protection by Eden Victoria. I know she is a book talker, and this book, I think it is a YA bodyguard romance. There were some controversies behind this, but I have unfortunately picked this up and then I found out, but I don't know too much about it, so I need to do some research. I do have this, and I got this during half price. And I have Red Flags by Sophie Jo. That's me. This speaks to me. I found her in the YA section, also half price. And then I think this was also part of the YA section, so I have The Thrasher by Julie Soto. I wanted to read some Julie Soto books, and this is my first and only physical copy book of, and it's a thriller because I know she writes romance. But nevertheless, here, I heard good things about this. And then I have Murder of the Books by Tamara Berry, and I got this for $6.40, so this was originally $16. I do have some variety, mainly romance, but some varieties. I do like some thrillers, some detectives, whatnot. I have Dream Lie Beneath by Rebecca Ross. I really should read Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. I have another book of hers. Once again, I heard really amazing things, but this reminds me of like a fantasy book kind of vibe. Back to YA again, I have Do You Ship It by Beth Reckles. Yeah. I have several books from this author. I wanted to pick it up when it was like full price, but I'm glad I didn't and waited for a half price deal. So we have this. And then this was another book that I was also really intrigued by. So it is A Witch Guide to Love and Poison by Amiya Qureshi. It's just like foiled. It's just stunning and pretty, and is love sweeter than revenge on the top, and I was gonna pick this up full price, but once again, glad I didn't. So we have that. These half price book deal sales are getting to me. And then I have Romantic Friction by Laurie Gold. I don't know if this is like a romance book. So these two were originally on BookTok and I saw it on KU, but unfortunately I just realized this is book 4 and book 3. God damn it, I thought these were the first 2 books of the series. But anyway, so I've seen these on KU for a very long time, like Kindle Limited. And I have Arrows and Apologies and Oath and Omission by Sab R. Miller. I've always thought that this was the first book of the series, but apparently this is book 4. This is like the final book of the series. And now I would have to read the first 2 books on Kindle or somewhere else. I hope my local library has it. And the second book is Oath and Omissions. Don't know if I said that. I actually don't know too much about it, but I've seen it around. I do believe it is fantasy. Oh wait, no, it is not fantasy. It's very much a contemporary romance, dark romance. So this is the deluxe edition with full color art. I'm so irritated. I honestly thought wait a minute, why does it look so historical though? Is this contemporary? But it says assistant though. And it is also signed by the author, which makes me so mad. Oh, I didn't know. Rebecca, maybe you should do some research before you pick up books and not just buy it solely for the cover, but here we are. Lured in by the half price sticker tag. So I have Boss Man by V. Killian. This is a contemporary workplace romance. I have read stuff from this author before. I have it right here. She normally has a writing partner, Penelope Ward. So anyway, so that's the other book over here. Boss Man. I've wanted this book, glad I waited for a half price. So contemporary work romance, and then I have something from Penelope Ward. Hello besties. So I have Room Hate by Penelope Ward. I always associate these authors together, so I don't know about this, but this one looks like a contemporary romance based on vacation. So it's like a friendship to hater to lover, something along those lines. And then we have Match Me If You Can by Sawati Hedge. Matchmaking romance, stunning purple. So there we have it. Also wanted to buy it, waited for a sale. So I have No One Was Supposed to Die at This Wedding. So this is actually the second book of the series by Catherine Math. I bought it because of the cover. This is actually not a very comfortable size to read, but nevertheless I do have this. I do believe this is the 4th book of the series, which is Finding Haze by Lauren Pavlov. I have book 1, 2, 3 in my pile. If this is not book number 5 or book number 4, something along those lines. So now I have the entire series. I do believe this is cowboy romance. Love and Other Hollywood Endings by Savannah Irwin. So this is a Hollywood celebrity romance. This isn't something I will buy full price, so I'm glad I picked it up. Then I have Love Betrayal by Chantal Fernando. I do have a book from this author. I think it's a MC romance, so I've read from her before. I do believe this is either Mafia or another MC romance. I have Salty Spice and a Little Bit Nice by Cynthia Timothy. I just think it's really cute, contemporary romance. These contemporary romance books, all you have to do is exercise some patience and they will go on sale, and that's what I did. And once it went on sale, I went crazy. So that's why there's so many. And then I have Meet Me in a Mile by Elizabeth Herb. You know, like, the thing about corporate workers is, at least in my company, people do love running marathons when they're stressed, and this just reminds me of that. I don't know much about it. So Manhattan architect race to win over her office crush and take an unexpected turn when she collides with a personal trainer. Okay, so there's that. And then I have Slaying the Vampire Conqueror by Carissa Broadbent. I think these were one of the books that was like the first to go. And that is the box that I have on the floor. I just unhauled this box that's been sitting on my floor for like weeks. And now I need to move the tripod pile that I'm currently using. There's also another stack of fresh books that I bought. So the camera angles may change. How long is this video gonna be? I haven't even started filming my other videos yet. It's concerning. I know. Like, people are like, you have so many. They're gonna fall on top of you. You're gonna topple over. They're gonna topple over during your sleep. I completely understand and I get it. I deserve a little bit of hate from all of this. Don't get me wrong, I'm hating on myself too, but let's change the angles. We are back at a new angle and it is ridiculous. This is how tall the pile is, and there's 2 sections of it. Yap. I need to get a move on. So I have That Island Feeling by Karina May. It is a bit damaged, but it was also discounted to $9. So this book was originally $18 and it looks like a contemporary romance based. I'm laughing, but I'm crying at the same time because I know. It's not very flattering, but we have to make do at this point. And then I have Carving Shadows into Gold. I hope this is the first book of the series because it looks like a second book of the series, and I'm going to be so mad and irritated by myself. But this is by Bridget Camera. I don't know. So this is not looking so hot. I do believe this is fantasy, so we are breaking it up a little bit. And then we have some contemporary. So I don't know if this is the first or second book of the series, but I think I just missed out. On one random day, I do believe I picked up the second and third book of the series. One random morning when I was out going to work, just before I stepped inside work, I walked past my Big W and I got The Blast from the Past and The Body in the Backyard by Lucy Score. I didn't know these were like discounted, and I didn't pick up the first book, and I kind of wish I did because they were only $5.60 a pop. I missed out on the first book, so whoever picked up the first book, and the fact that it was there for a very long time and I chose to ignore it and walk past it because I thought these were full price books. I don't know. Do I really need it? No, I don't. But I do have these. I have read some Lucy Squall's books. They're very hit and miss for me. And then I also got The Hookup by Kristen Callahan. I did start to read this at one point and I did drop it. I DNF'd it temporary. I will pick it up eventually. There's like a whole series. This is a remaster. I don't think it's remaster, but this has been published quite a while ago and it's been like traditionally published now. Sports romance. Pick this one up. It was half price. Again, I almost bought it for full price, but I'm glad I waited. And then I have The Grump Whisperer by Katie James. This might be on this month's TBR. I forgot I owned this. I was about to buy it for a second time, so we have this one as well. I'll put it aside so I remember. And then I have Love in Translation by Josh Wood. I was going to ask for a NetGalley ARC, but now I have the physical book so I can read it whenever I want. And I don't feel as guilty holding on to an ARC. Oh, see what hit me between Commitment and Betrayal by Shane Rose hit me. Your premonitions, guys, it do be happening because the pile is going to yeet me one of these days. So this one, I'm gonna put it aside. I'm not gonna read it, but I'm gonna put it aside. And then I have My Big Fat Fake Marriage by Charlotte Stern. Actually, this might be a contender. I am in my marriage of convenience phase, so I have read some of her books before, like from this author. It's also once again hit and miss, but I have that. Contemporary romance, I'm assuming. Shoot Your Shot by Lexi Laffer Brown. I'm assuming it's sports romance, and unfortunately I've seen this book on clearance multiple times and I did pick it up during a clearance half price deal. I'm sure it's fine. It's just there's a lot of popular books in that particular Big W and people tend to gravitate towards it, and I tend to gravitate towards whatever's on sale regardless if it's popular or not. If it's romance, I'll read it, which is a problem. I need to stop. I need to do some research because I don't have room to buy any, not because I don't want to support people, but I just need to calm down. I have The Wedding Engagement by Zoe Ellison. It's just a stunning cartoon cover. I know people don't like cartoon covers. I like cartoon covers. I know it's a controversial take, but I do like cartoon covers. I don't like real people cover. Some of them I do, but I don't love all cartoon covers. But this one I do like. Moving on. I have We Used to Be Magic by Bea Ingalis. Again, I do like this cover and that's why I wanted to buy it because it was half price. And this might be a potential TBR for me. See, this is why I needed to film this video so I know exactly what I have so I can actually read some of the books that I own. And then I have Enchanted to Meet You by Kara Stout. So contemporary romance. After setting fire to her hot dog stand summer job, literally Imogen Rogers needed a change. So when she lands a job at the local theme park Fairy Gardens to expose the dodgy dealings, she grabs the opportunity with both hands. This sounds actually really interesting. You know what? Glad I picked this one up. Dream Girl Drama by Tessa Bailey. Okay, I've already started on this series and Tessa Bailey for me is very hit and miss. At least her earlier works are not meant for me. I have not read It Happened One Summer and that popular book series, but everything else backlog and some of the newer stuff is not for me. This series has been working out for me. It's still like sometimes I'm like, what am I reading? But at the same time I would like to continue. I've read the first and the second book of the series. I requested it on NetGalley and I actually managed to finish it, so I'm going to continue. And then I have Unromanced by Erin Connor. Don't know about the celebrity component of it, but I'm sure it'll be fine. Seems like a good premises, so we have that. And then I have TU at the Altar by Rebecca Thorne. I have the first how many books in this series, and I thought if it's on sale I'm gonna grab it. I heard amazing things about this series. Fantasy Romantasy, I think. And then I have Most Valuable Playboy by Lauren Blakely. I associate Lauren Blakely on the same level as V. Killian and Penelope Ward, because I had an era of where I read contemporary romance, and these three authors centered around that era because it was on the Audible Plus catalog a lot, and I don't really want to support Audible anymore, which is concerning. But in a way, I'm glad because I used that service. I was exposed to these three authors, so I know about them, so I pick it up whenever I see their book on sale. And I'm assuming this is sports romance. And Emily Raff, I just wanted to support Emily Raff, so I picked up her latest book. This one I bought full price. But the thing is, my previous books from this series, I picked up the traditional one when the indie published version cover. And this is the cartoon cover. I wish there was an option for me to continue with the covers so it will be coherent when I put them together. But nevertheless, I did pick this one up, which is Pucking Strong. And I have the previous books in the indie cover. Even though it was traditionally published and they switch halfway. I know it is beyond the author's control, but it drives it insane when they don't freaking match. Where is it? The Lauren Asher Dreamland Billionaire series, that is what happened to the whole thing. It was the final book of the series, which drove me insane. This is very first world problem, and I'm really sorry for the way I'm behaving. So we have this sports romance. Break the Rules by Lauren Jackson, Australian author. I do have several of her books, have yet to start any of them. I know she is about to birth, or has she given birth yet? Anyway, congratulations to Lauren. I do follow her and she follows me back on social media, so she doesn't know who I am. I did pick up one of her books. I need to read her catalog. I picked up several of her books. I need to start reading them. And it's still reading some of my books I own. So I have Oathbound by Tracy Dion. I now own the entire series in 3 different format and sizes, and that's the only gripe I have with it. But this was half price, so I picked it up. And I got this a while ago, but I thought I might show it to you guys, and I actually did finish reading it. And this is a First Time Caller by BK Borison, but I did buy it in this era, so I might as well show it. Anyway, on to the special editions. So I got the Gold Rush Ranch, the complete series by Elsie Silva. I really wanted this cover. Do I have the original indie covers? Yes. But could I resist the pastel? No. I've heard such mixed reviews about this particular series because this one was before the Chestnut Spring series, and I really did like the first 3 books. Well, first 2 books, the third book was okay. I am really scared of starting Theo and Winter's romance because I have been spoiled, so I know bits and pieces, but I heard this is like the series before Chestnut Springs, and there is so many mixed bag reviews. I know her Chestnut Springs and the one after Chestnut Springs is pretty good, and I do own them. I have them over there, and depending on, because I'm gonna have to give one set away, so if you are my friend Beatrix, I think I'm gonna be keeping this version, and I do think you would prefer the indie covers. Books that I don't read or don't want to keep anymore, I give them to my friends first, and then if they don't want it, then I go and donate them. So I don't keep everything. I do donate back. I know I should donate more because of the situation. Last but not least, I have The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, but this is the special edition and it has art in it. Now, a lot of people don't particularly like this book, and I understand why, but this got me to go back to reading. This one and The Spanish Love Deception, when this was popular when I joined Book Talk a couple of years ago. It has a special place in my heart. I do love Ali Hazelwood, okay? So whatever she writes, I'm going to buy. I don't love every single thing she's put out there, okay? I can differentiate. As I began reading more romance books, I can kind of pick up what I want and what I don't want in a book. Like, I am growing more of a preference, but this one has a special place in my heart. If I were to read it now again, I don't think I would have rated 5 out of 5, but at the time that I got this, it was a 5 out of 5. So whatever edition that I can afford to get my hands on, I will probably pick it up. And I'm very excited for the live action, and I will be definitely watching it. And The Spanish Love Deception is the same kind of vibe for me, but I do gotta admit that I do prefer The Love Hypothesis. Well, those were the 2 popular books that circulating when I was on Book Talk. That is why they have a special place in my heart, and I own the copy. You're not here to listen to my life story, and I'm pretty sure that I have more that I haven't shown in this video. This is crazy amount of book. If I were to look back at my previous hauls in the last couple of years, I don't think I've read every single thing that I've shown you guys, and definitely not in these piles. I've read a lot of books. My goal each year is to read 200 books a year, so I've been hitting those goals. Nevertheless, I will be cutting down. I know I've said it before, but I'm for sure, by force, gonna have to cut down my consumption next year. And I read ebooks primarily, so I have no excuse. Oh yeah, I do have one more book that I didn't purchase this, but I want to give away, and the lovely Catherine Garbera sent this to me for free. So it was a giveaway. The prompt was, what is your favorite nerdy activity, which is really up my alleyway because I play video games. So I got Hard to Charm a Nerd by Catherine Garbera. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoy this mess, rambly, I don't know what this is really. I hope I don't have to make any of these types of videos anytime soon. I use my birthday as an excuse, so this is accumulation for many months. It's not like something I bought on a whim. I'd just like to justify this by saying I've accumulated this haul for like many months, about 8 to 9 months worth of book, and I don't know exactly how much I've shown in this video, and there's some missing, that's for sure. But if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below if you have anything to say to me. If you want me to elaborate on anything, feel free to leave a message. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content from me. Hit the bell for notifications, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.